Right then, welcome back everybody to the farm. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding out something which I've been thinking about for a really long time. And that has to do with those logs over here. So these two logs, these ones right here, I'm not going to go too far because I actually want to hear you. So these are the two leftover logs from the big tree that we cut down about a year ago. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch it. It's linked in the video description, or then just go down on the channel, and I believe it's called sawing down a tree to make planks or something like that, which we never ended up making planks. We sawmilled it, but we used that thing for something else. But we still have these two, which one of them is pretty small, so we're not going to be able to utilize it in any other way than just to basically just make it into firewood, but the other one is actually quite big. Perks of having a
sharp axe.
You can get rid of small stuff like this. For as long as these guys have been sitting here, they look pretty good. I mean, yeah, this one's really mushy though, this one right here. I mean, they've been sitting underneath these trees, so there hasn't been a whole lot of snow on them. I mean, there still has been quite a bit, but not to the extent that I would think that the bigger log at least would not have survived. We may actually be able to use this for something. Yeah, look at that. I mean, you can't tell from this angle. You can't really tell from here, but I mean, at least on the outside it looks relatively good. I mean, there's definitely a little bit of molding going on, but nothing to the extent which would probably hurt our experience. So what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be sawmilling two sides of this, and we're going to be making this into a movable, small, thin little table. And the idea is, I want a table for next year. I want a table which I can move around, which I can get out of the shop, because there's a lot of projects which I want to do which are genuinely considered shop projects, like some small woodworking stuff and stuff like that. I've not really felt like doing that. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't like to sit in the shop during the summer months. I like to be outside. I like to do all kinds of other stuff, but I do sometimes get some ideas which I want to do, which are shop things which I want to do, but I want to make videos out of, but don't want to make them, but end up not doing, because it's stuff which I would do inside, and I don't want to make those videos during summer. So if we have a table which I can move around, that would be great, because then I can move it outside. I can do those projects outside, maybe by the lake. I can bring it over there and stuff like that. So that's the idea. So the idea is to sawmill two sides and leave the outsides just so we can get a little bit more out of it, and then make this into a table, which would be nice. But first, the absolute first thing which we need to check is if it's rotten from the inside. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring out the ATV, and we're gonna attach the winch to this, and we're actually gonna drag it out of here, because, you know, with all this shit going on it, I would be pretty surprised if this log was okay from the inside. I'll be quite frank. So we got the log over here. So that, by the way, if I didn't explain already, the reason why I brought the log out here is because we have horses very close to where where the log was, and I don't want to scare the horses. So when we're here, we should be fine. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna saw a piece of this off, because realistically for the table, I guess we're only gonna need about this much right here. This is the max which I'm willing to make the table, because I don't want to make it any bigger, because of if I make it bigger, then it's not going to be as movable as a smaller table would be. So that's why I decided to, that's why we basically have a lot of wiggle room to cut this. And then also, well, there's two ways for me to actually do this. I could do a plunge cut right through there. I don't actually ever think I've shown you how to do a plunge cut, but I could do a plunge cut right through there and find out, and I wouldn't waste any material. But I think about what I will just do is to just cut this thing right around where that branch comes out, and then just find out that way, because that's another way to find out. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So all right, we are ready to make our cut. I'm gonna actually put this over here. A person, I don't remember who, called me out on the fact that in my bridge building video, when I saw the plank, I wasn't wearing any safety gear. And to be honest, that was a bit of a mistake for me. I should probably have been wearing some type of chaps or whatever. So yeah, so today I'm all
Geared up.
chaps and helmet and everything. Remember the helmet? Yeah, alright, that's pretty good. But yeah, and another thing which a person asked me about. Why do I wear sunglasses instead of the visor? The answer is which one looks cooler, like this or like this? You tell me below. Well, gentlemen and ladies, how does that look to you? For me, that looks pretty fresh. There's no black stuff or anything like that there. Everything looks pretty good in my opinion. It's not perfect in any way, but it's good enough for what we're trying to do here. You know, seeing as we're here, we might as well get rid of all these big outsticking branches, which I failed to take off in last time when I was working with this. So let's do that as well. So what I'm gonna do here is, I think this should be pretty, I think this is actually, I think this whole area from here to here is like the golden area of this thing. So I might actually just cut it off right here and have this as the table, because again, this is supposed to be a movable table. We don't want anything too big. We want to be able to move it with one person. So I might actually just cut it off right here and leave all this. This is definitely the trophy of this, I think. All this other stuff is
Pretty shit.
but this is really the golden trophy of this whole thing. This is what's gonna turn into the table. Pretty small, I know, but still very nice. so that's how I found the best piece from a log to make into a plank. So yeah, I'm not gonna continue this project right away. I'm gonna actually wait with this project because I have a couple other things to get done before that. But I will make a video about the chainsaw milling and stuff like that once I get around to it. And yeah, I think that is gonna make a pretty sweet table. Of course, we need to add the beeswax on there and the other varnish and whatever, so it stays all clean and nice and stuff like that, because right now it's just a raw piece of wood, so that needs to get done to that also. Yeah, other videos, we're still working on the cottage. It's not done yet, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. I can't wait to make the next update to the video. Actually, before this video, I think you should have seen already an update. But I'm gonna make another one soon, so you are up to speed on what we're doing, because it's very exciting. Anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.